Early on, I met him at the cafeteria and he had told me he had earlier spoken to our boss. How often do you use these words and how confusing does it normally happen?
Let's learn English.
My name is Andy Opondinchi, a student journalist and a blogger, an English trainer, and the ambassadorial coach here on the Ambassadorial Coach YouTube, where we train and then we teach you certain basic English mistakes we all make for us to learn the right thing. These words most often get confused anytime you use these words. We have early on and earlier. There shouldn't be any circumstance whereby you use earlier on. It is a very bad English to say earlier on I met him. No, but the right thing to say is early on I met him at the cafeteria, or you can say I had met him earlier the day. Now let's go through and look through and define the meaning of these words. We have early on. When we say early on is an adverbial phrase of time which is used to refer, in most cases, a brief period before the statement. So as I'm making this statement right now, I said early on I met him at the cafeteria. So this statement is being made right now, but I had already made a statement prior to this statement. So with that you can use early on. And then when you take the word earlier, it is a comparative form of early and can either be an adjective or an adverb depending on the word surrounding it. It is also shows when an event took place before the other. So right now we are having an English lesson, which is an event, but we had proudly watched my channel trailer last week, so it's earlier than today. So last week you watched the channel trailer of the Ambassadorial Coach on YouTube, and now you are watching the lesson between early on and earlier. So that's the meaning of these two words. So if you are using early on, you could say early on this week I had watched a video from my English trainer, and today I'm watching another tutorial video. Now let's look at the last example under early on. Early on in this week I met with my student for some English tutorials. For instance, today is Friday and then you are watching the video. For instance, you had already watched a video from the same channel Monday or Tuesday. So you could say early on this week I watched a video from him and then he just uploaded his next video which I'm watching right now. So these are some of the ways you can construct sentences for early on. Let's move on to earlier. First example, I earlier spoke to my mom before starting my class. So right now as I'm talking to you, as we are learning together, before I came to sit down to start teaching you, I had already called my mom to talk to her. So I can say, oh, earlier I called my mom before coming to sit here to talk to you. The next example too is I advertised my product earlier that day. So as we are still having the tutorial video we are learning, I had already advertised my product. It could be an iPhone or it could be a product or even a service, but I had already advertised it. So it's just a basic tip I'm giving you. So anytime you get confused, and these words are most of the time very confusing to a lot of people, and I could say for a fact that I was also a victim, but upon making it sure that I put whatever tip I'm coming to give you into practice, I was able to go from making mistakes to making the right thing always. So the tip is that anytime you are using these words early on, just know that early, when you take early and earlier, the words in earlier are a lot compared to early. So you just say early on. So early always go with on. There should be no circumstance whereby you say earlier on. So this is what we have for you here on the Ambassadorial Coach YouTube. Make sure to stay tuned, like this video, share and subscribe. See you same time in the next video. Bye bye.